of heart attack. So from time to time what happens in the coronary artery, in the vessel that brings blood to the heart, it's all about installation. There is a lesion that all of a sudden slips and occludes the blood flow to the heart. Unpredictable. There are some very sophisticated cinematographic ways by doing invasive procedures that you can see a leaflet that is kind of onto the touch, but you never know when it's going to the touch. So, people are thinking in this line, obviously, of transmitting online information. You're right about the lungs. You could do very simple tests. I mean, because you're accumulating. So, for example, you can put transmitter that will send, these cripples from the heart, from the lungs, when it accumulates fluid. That's possible. But it's true. It's a very common disease. But for many other diseases, we are still looking for input to put in your device. The problem is not the device and the transmission. The problem is the input. And that's what we are lacking in medicine. I just wanted to...
First of all, as soon as you said
No. But, that's the challenge of medicine. That's really the challenge of medicine, to find proper biomarkers that will alert us on time to the development of either acute or chronic state. And for both, we are lacking information. We are lacking basic medical information. It's nothing to do with transmission of the information. It's the basic medical information.
Atención, por favor. El doctor Daniel Villavicencio Carvajal, le solicitamos que se acerque al estrado. El doctor Daniel Villavicencio Carvajal, al estrado, por favor.
very productive area of research.
Absolutely. And we are going also to solve the problems of biomarkers. We are running now into very sophisticated proteomics that will be able to solve at 10 to the minus 15 molar biomarkers that are secreted by one cell of, for example, even breast cancer. Let's go back to breast cancer, which is a disease that I like, whatever like it. The physicians are unable to tell the patient whether when the tumor is being taken away, one single step, it's a matter of sensitivity, the effect of the sensitivity was already seated in the brain and will generate a metastasis. Because people from tumors are dying of metastasis, where the tumor settles all around where it's not supposed to be. So when we discover it, it's too late. Because then the patient complains on, let's say, headache, and then we go to the X-ray, to the CAT scan, to the MRI, and we found the big metastasis. It is already too late. We want to know that one cell settles there, and we are lacking devices that will tell us the sensitivity of a single cell, whether this cell already dislocated from the main tumor and settled somewhere else. The problem that we are facing basically is the sensitivity. We need to increase by 10 to the 6, about 10 to the 6, that's what we are lacking. We are now at around 10 to the minus 8, we need to go to 10 to the minus 14, 10 to the minus 15, which will bring us to the level of a single cell. Well, but we are jumping very quickly. I would say that in proteomics, we are making probably an order of magnitude jump in sensitivity every year or so. So we are not far away. Order of magnitude. We are not far away. The problem is not transmission. I think that the engineers are much ahead of the biologists. That's the problem. And the reason is not that the biologists are fools. The systems are much more too complicated. That's the problem. The engineers, if you think of modern medicine, 80% of achievements in modern medicine, let it be CAT scan, MRI, transmission by wireless of ECG and so on, it's all engineering. It's not biology. Biologists and pharmacists and physicians contributed very little to modern medicine. And the reason is that they are not fools. The reason is the complexity of biology that is far more, unfortunately, than that of engineering. So the engineers are far ahead, think about CAT scan and MRI and catheterization of the heart. It's all engineers. Lo and behold, the major advancements of medicine were made by engineers and not by physicians and biologists. I hope that biologists will make their contribution in this coming century, hopefully less than a century. That is going to be hopefully the century of biology and chemistry and this. But so far, the achievements have been of few guys. No doubt about it. because the systems were somehow more susceptible or whatever, or amenable to engineers and to biologists, simply because of the complexity. We still have to go over 10 to the 6th gap of sensitivity of our instrument. That again will be developed by engineers. Because when I'm telling you that we are jumping by tenfold every year, it's again the engineer. It's not us. But the biologists will provide at the end the input for the machines, because the input is at the end of the day biological. So we need to understand where we are. I just wanted to comment on yourself, which was fascinating. Which was fascinating.
So flattered that you even talked to me. Now you know the reason that I came here.
Listen, this is my life. This is my life. I'm totally dependent on this.
I don't think so.
Thank you.